Hello brick builders, how you doing? Mr. Studs with our brick tip number 16. If you had watched our brick tip yesterday, you would have seen that I built a herringbone style plate out of bricks. And today I'm going to show you why I did that. So, I needed to make a curved section for our roadway. And I puzzled about it for a while, and I think I came up with something that works quite nicely. So let me run through how I built the curved section, and then I'll show you how well it connects up to the straight section that I did the video on the other day. So we're going to start with this section over here, and the whole thing is based off of that herringbone style construction. So first we have a couple of pieces. Oh, let me adjust the focus for you. There we go. So first we have a couple of pieces that are just simple bricks with stud on the side, and then this one is a pinhole for a reason I'll talk about later. So we'll just take those, just held together by a couple of plates, and lock those together like so. Then, did I do that right? We'll see if I did that right. Yeah. Then we have this section here, which is 1x4s with another brick with a stud on the side. We're going to put that on there, and notice the plates are 1, 2, 3, or bricks, sorry, 1, 2, 3 bricks, and then a plate. If you watch the herringbone construction, you will see that's exactly the ratio I used for that. Now we go over to this side, and you'll notice these yellow lines, and you've probably already figured out that's going to be our divider line for our turn. So this is the same with the construction, it just looks a little bit differently. We've got 1, 2 bricks, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plates. So that equals the same thickness. So we're going to lock that one in. So we've got up, across, across, up. Then we're going to come up here. This is where things get a little bit different than the herringbone design. This is only 1 wide brick thickness, and then we have 2 plates there. And we're going to take this brick here, and this is going to float free for a second. This is the same construction as the ones down here. It's a single brick with the stud on the side, and then just a filler brick and 2 plates. So this whole construction took me a long time to figure out. This is the part that took, well, I don't want to guess how long it took. I was trying all sorts of different complicated things, trying to figure out the ratios and everything, but I finally stumbled upon this, and it works quite good, as you'll see in a moment. Okay, so that one floats free. We're going to take this piece up here. This is just 1x8s. And then we have our Technic brick with the pin in. And we have the start of our divider line. So we're going to lock that in. Okay. So there's our line forming there. And here's going to be the end of the line on the other side. Again, 3 bricks, 1 plate. This has the Technic brick with the half pin. Alright, and then we're going to take this one. Yes. Did I do this correctly? Oh, you know what I did? I have it flipped over. Haha. Okay, so we're going to take this one, put that in place, that one, that in place. And you'll notice the difference between these last 2 blocks is that there's a couple of bricks up here with stud on the side facing upwards, Same on this corner. And that is for our curb section. And our curb section is just some black hinges and a little plate and a round plate here, which is important to have that round plate. You don't want it actually fully a straight plate because you need a little bit of wiggle room here. And I'll show you why. So we're going to lock that in. Okay. So what we have are 5 1x4 tiles and a couple of 1x3 tiles. And you'll notice maybe, if I can, there we go, that this has a little bit of wiggle room here. And that's just going to start to give you that natural curve instead of trying to force the curve a bit. So then you'll end up with a rounded curve that is more or less equivalent to your divider line. I actually haven't measured it, I just did it by eye, but it looks very close to me. So you can see the whole design. It is tricky. It's a bit complicated. I would definitely follow along for the first couple of times and then maybe give it your own flair, because one thing you will notice is that it is a strong 45-degree turn. I did that specifically to save space in your city. Instead of having a whole plate that is taking up a whole big area, you can put nice 45-degree turns in. But of course you can make the plate bigger. You could shallow out your curve so that you have a longer curve. I even think you could easily build this into an S curve. Well, I shouldn't say easily. It would take some doing, but it could definitely be achieved just by using this herringbone style construction. This is the trick to getting all these plates to go in the directions that you want. Alright, so now to test it against our straight road here. And I did switch colors because I had more black to work with. And that lines up. We'll go with the other side because I didn't fix the spacing on this. I should mention you can fix the spacing on this one by just nudging these over by one plate width. So there we go. And our curb lines up. Oh, bring it down where you can see it. Our curb lines up just perfect. Our center line lines up just perfect. Eventually I'm going to put in Technic bricks here and have those lining up so that you can tack those in. Now, this is a right-hand turn only. You can use it on the left hand, but remember when I originally made this road plate, it was 1 millimeter of difference. That 1 millimeter of difference shows up when you're going to turn this the other direction. So I'll show it this way. I'll line up the curb, and you can see that your center line is not perfectly lined up. So if you want to custom build your road section so that the curbs line up, you can, but it isn't terribly out of alignment if you line up your center line. That's going to be the most noticeable, and then your curb is just going to be a little bit off if you're okay with that. Otherwise, you will have to change your herringbone around to the other direction and switch, because even doing this is still not going to line up properly. Alright, so that is your curve section. And of course, the next thing I'm going to have to work on is figuring out how to make intersections for everything, and that will be sometime next week. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who has liked, subscribed, and shared. Please keep doing so. We have our Patreon account if you want to support us that way, or you can come join our conversation on our Facebook page. That's it for now. Keep dreaming in bricks. Bye-bye.